Okay. Where are we at now? So we're at 616. Now we're at the free kick caught or recovered. So we know, hopefully, that if a free kick's caught or recovered by a player of the receiving team, the ball continues in play, barring any fair catch signals. Okay. So we're just saying without a fair catch signal, a free kick caught or recovered by team B continues in play. If the ball is caught or recovered by a player of the kicking team, the ball becomes dead. So when we have that team A player grab that onside and start running, as soon as he gets possession of that, we're killing it. He cannot run for a touchdown, right? As soon as team A possesses that kick, it's dead. Any questions about that? I have a good video from the Ohio State game. Ohio State, Maryland, I think. So next one, when opposing players, each eligible to touch the ball, simultaneously recover a rolling kick or catch a free kick, the simultaneous possession makes the ball dead. Okay. So if they both jump up, grab it, land on their feet, and they both got it, we're killing it. And then we're giving that simultaneous catch or recovery to the receiving team. The possession by team A makes it dead. The possession by team B gives it to team B. We're giving it to the receiving team anytime there's a simultaneous catch or recovery.
So question, Kyle. So on a free kick, the ball's in the air and you have opposing players catch the ball. Isn't that automatic violation of kick catch interference?
Not necessarily. Let's say the kick directly to the ground, hits twice, and then bounces up into the air. Then you're catching a free kick, and you catch it simultaneously. Now, if it's like a pooch where he just kicks it directly off the tee up into the air, then yes, Team B will have that. The receiver will have that opportunity, that unimpeded opportunity to catch that kick.
So an onside kick that doesn't hit the ground twice goes up, guy on the left-hand side waves his hand, but the ball is like 5 yards, 10 yards away from him and is caught by the kicking team in the air. He wasn't close to the ball, but yet he called it. You know what I'm saying? We saw that.
Right, and I'll try to find that video.
That was Flower Bluff.
Was it? Okay.
Remember, he called a fair catch, but he wasn't even close to the ball.
Right.
But the kicking team ran and caught the ball, and there's nobody there.
Yeah, and in that case, you're not going to have kick catch interference because he's not in position. So, and that's later on in the rules. But to have kick catch interference, you've got to be in a position to catch the ball.
And the ball's got to be within your.
Yeah. That's what I mean, in a position to catch the ball.
Yeah.
So here's a good one from a few years ago. So is that legal?
Run it again, please.
No, he can't advance it.
Can't.
Why not?
Because it wasn't possessed. It wasn't possessed by the kicking team.
But
I'm sorry, by the receiving team.
Hold on. Watch it again.
That looks like an illegal.
Did he touch it?
He touched it, but left it there, and the other guy just took it.
Who advances the ball there? Team A or Team B?
Team A. The kicking team.
No,
No.
receiving team.
Team B.
The kicking team.
No. I thought that kicked off. Look at the formation.
Okay. Okay. I'm seeing blurry here.
Put your glasses on.
Oh, there he goes.
So,
Red's kicking.
yep, Reds,
Oh, okay.
Team A, Team B.
Damn it, Pete, you're scaring me.
Don't fear.
So this is perfectly legal because Team B is the one that advances it, right?
Right.
Now, if that kicker would have
Oh,
picked
okay.
it up,
Yes.
then we blow it dead. Not only
Right.
is it illegal touching, but Team A possesses the ball.
That's a legal play right there.
That's legal, yep. Here we go. Now this one. Now say he doesn't step out of bounds. He grabs it there at the sideline and keeps running. Runs for a touchdown. What do you got?
You're going to kill it where it gains possession. 1st and 10 for the red team.
Right. He's in legal possession, so I mean it's beyond 10 yards. It's good, you know.
Yeah.
He's in legal possession. But as soon as he catches that,
You blow it dead.
blow it dead. And now when I say catch, if we're talking about the definition of catch, he jumps up in the air. So say he jumps up in the air, grabs it, controls it, and then comes down 2 yards beyond, comes down inbounds 2 yards beyond where he first touched the ball. Where are we at? Where do we give it to him? Where he first touched it or where he comes down?
Where he first gained possession.
Where he comes down with it. Because he doesn't gain possession and he doesn't complete. Remember, it's if he's up in the air, it's a catch. So you got to come down inbounds to complete the catch.
And
So
all it needs is 1 foot.
Yeah, that 1 foot inbounds. So we're not going to see this too often, but if a free kick comes to rest inbounds, no player attempts to secure it, the ball becomes dead, belongs to the receiving team at the dead ball spot. You may see this, Tony, I think you saw this in a middle school game, right?
Which one? Oh, you mean the one with the punt where nobody wanted?
Oh, that was a punt? Okay.
Nobody wanted to run the ball.
Yeah. So, but if it comes to rest inbounds, I mean, you almost saw that on the Texas Tech Baylor that bad onside kick that was the second play before last, where if they would have just stood around it long enough and Baylor wouldn't have reached down and grabbed it, in that case, blow it dead. Belongs to the receiving team, but give them plenty of time. Verbally talk to them. It's live. It's live.
So basically, on any situation like that, if the ball is kicked, team A recovers the ball. They cannot advance it until team B has possession and loses possession. Right? It's the only way they're going to be able to advance on a kickoff.
That's correct.
Right, and then they're advancing a fumble and not a kick. So,
Exactly.
Right.
That's the important
Right.
distinction is they can
Possession.
advance a fumble, but they can't advance a kick.
Or a
Doesn't matter.
muff.
Yeah. People need to remember that even if it hits, the guy tries to get it, and team B and it goes off his arm or whatever, and the other
Right.
team catches it, you got to kill it right there.
A muff does not change.
Yeah, it's a muff.
Yeah, a muff is a muff. So if it's a kick, it remains a kick until it's in somebody's possession or dead by rule. If it's a fumble, it remains a fumble until it's in somebody's possession, it's dead by rule, right?
Yeah. I'm just making that point there because it's a lot easier to remember it that way.
Right.
You can advance a fumble. You cannot advance a muff.
Mm-hmm.
You can not advance a kick, a free kick.
A free kick.
Team A cannot advance a free kick,
Right.
but they can advance a fumble on a kick down, on a free kick down. Yep. remember, we're going, if a free kick's a touchback, if the result of the free kick's a touchback, we're going to put the ball in play at their 25-yard line. And then a kick becomes dead by rule behind the defending team's goal line, and the attacking team is responsible for the ball being there. That's the definition of a touchback, right? So it's a touchback when the ball becomes dead out of bounds behind a goal line, except from an incomplete forward pass, or becomes dead in possession of a player. Now, here's the important part. On, above, or behind his own goal line. And the attacking team is responsible for the ball being there. I want to emphasize, because the next video clip is this will have to do with this: on, above, or behind his own goal line. Okay. Here we go. Baylor again. So if you watch the returner, he stops like right there on the goal line, and there's some better angles of it here. Kind of stops, gets the ball in the end zone, goes like right up to that end zone, that goal line, and then kind of hesitates, right? Doesn't go down. He doesn't. See, we can get a better angle here, kind of down closer to the goal line where we can see it better. Now we're there, where he's right there on the goal line, right? What's the important part while he's there? What are we looking at? Are we looking at his foot?
We're looking at the ball.
His
The
body?
ball.
The ball. Okay.
The ball
ball.
has to come out of the end zone completely.
There's the point, right?
The body.
No, we got to pay attention to that ball, because even if
whole ball.
most of his body comes out, if any part of that ball does not come out, then we're still in the end zone. So I think of it this way: for a touchdown, any part of the ball makes the ball in the end zone. So when we're coming out the opposite direction, to come out of the end zone, we've got to come all the way out before that ball's out of the end zone, right? That ball's got to completely leave that goal line. And that's where that on, above, or behind the goal line is important. Because if it's above it, if there's any part of that ball that's still above that goal line, we're still in the end zone. Even if he takes a knee there and his knee comes down at the half-yard line, if that ball is still in the end zone, that's where – that's a touchback. Even if his knee's out of it, if his front foot's out of the end zone, or his knee, it's where that ball's at. Now, if that ball goes beyond and then he comes back and takes a knee, then we've got a problem, right? Or he's got the problem.
Yes.
We've got a problem, because we're going to have to talk to coach about that. So
You'll see that in probably more in sub-varsity, right?
Right.
Freshman, 7th, 8th grade.
You might see that in high school. I saw that in a high school game this year.
Did you?
Yeah. I mean, he technically not the same, because he didn't catch the ball in the end zone. He caught it at the one and then came back, and it wasn't momentum, but he grabbed the ball at the one on the ground and then went back and tried to kneel it.
I had one in the freshman game for the kid muffed it, bounces high, goes back, catches it before he gets in the end zone, turns around, looks, and I said they're trying to tell him, take a knee, pulls it out, takes off, and gets tackled at the 5.
Right. So
Going, damn. All you had to do is take a knee, because he muffed it. The ball still was airborne. If you would have let it go or taken a knee, it would have been fine.
right. So, and that's this next play. So I'll let this one run here. legally touches it right there at the 1, rolls back in the end zone. Now, this one, it rolls out of the back of the end zone. The one John's talking about, if he possesses it in the end zone, we can still have a touchback
Yes.
because it wasn't possessed in the field of play. It was muffed, right?
Yep.
Now, when we're watching this, watch your short wings on the goal line. Even the referee, they give the touching signal like that, right? You can see him do it here. See him give the touching signal? What should we be doing instead?
Maybe a beanbag.
Maybe a beanbag. But
Probably
there's
not.
a signal we should be given other than this. I mean, that let us know it's a touch. That's okay. But there's a signal we need to be doing other than that.
Wind the clock.
Yep. Wind the clock. So that's legally touched by Team B in the
Yeah.
field of play. Winding that clock.
Even though it's a muff, it's still touched.
Yep. Still touched. Now, one more scenario, and I like this one. He muffs it right here. And him, say it dies right there on the G. Kind of right where it's at. And him thinking, oh, it's in the end zone, it's going to be a touchback, starts walking away from it. And this guy comes down, picks up the ball right here. What do you got?
Touchdown.
Touchdown.
Why
Why
muff?
isn't it a touchback?
Because it was touching the field of play, and you wind the clock.
Right. So now,
Even though the impetus of the kick put the ball in the end zone, but it was first legally touched by the receiving team in the field of play. So he's got to get possession and take a knee in order for it to be a touchback.
right. This
a
is,
live
I mean,
ball.
this is basically,
It's a live ball.
it's a live ball because it was touched. It'll only
And the-
become a dead ball if it touches the end zone untouched by Team B.
Untouched.
Right. And remember, it's touched in the end zone. It's not, let's say it bounces at the 1, bounces into the air, and then as it's in the air, they catches it in the end zone 2 yards deep. Even though it's not touched in the field of play, it has not yet touched the end zone, right? Even though it's broken that plane,
The plane.
it has not yet touched. So it's got to touch the ground or an official or something else, that infamous something else in the end zone, which I guess could be the pylon.
The pylon.
The pylon in this case. All right.
Same thing if it hits the guy's helmet, like in about the 4-yard line. Let's just say he's not trying to catch it and it hits him in the helmet.
Yeah. Any part of the body, if it's contact, regardless,
Intentional, unintentional. You know what I mean?
unintentional, right?
Still a muff.
It's
Yep.
it's still right.
Still muff. Still touched by Team B in the field of play. And that's what, so 8-2-1D, a free kick or scrimmage kick is legally caught or recovered in the opponent's end zone. In this case, it's legal. It would have been legally recovered because Team B touched it in the field of play.